Hello and welcome to the news bulletin. Bangladesh's interim leader Mohammad Yunus recently kicked a storm, making a controversial remark on India's northeast. Yunus made the comments while he was on a 4-day visit to China from March 26 to 29th. The remarks from Bangladesh's unelected leader comes at a time when India's relations with Bangladesh have almost nosedived and hit the rock bottom after Yunus captured power after incumbent Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's forced ouster. He's at the forefront in making anti-India moves, which has strained diplomatic relationship between New Delhi and Dhaka. During his 4-day trip to China, Yunus said Northeast India is landlocked, with no way to reach out to the ocean, quote unquote. Betting for an extension of the Chinese economy, he said Bangladesh is the only guardian of the ocean for all this region, quote unquote. He said, and I quote verbatim, 7 states of India, eastern part of India called Seven Sisters, they are all landlocked country, landlocked region of India. They have no way to reach out to the ocean. We are the only guardian of the ocean for all this region, so this opens up a huge possibility. So this could be an extension of the Chinese economy. Build things, produce things, market things, bring things to China, bring it out to whole rest of the world, quote unquote. This is what the Bangladesh leader said in China. For obvious reasons, Mohammad Yunus's comments triggered a backlash in India, with political leaders cutting across party lines from the northeast, leading the charge against him. Assam Chief Minister Himant Biswa Sharma took to Twitter. In a long post, he said, the statement made by Mohammad Yunus of Bangladesh, so-called interim government, referring to the 7 sister states of Northeast India as landlocked and positioning Bangladesh as their guardian of ocean access, is offensive and strongly condemnable. This remark underscores the persistent vulnerability narrative associated with India's strategic chicken snake corridor. The Assam CM took the opportunity to pitch for enhancing infrastructure in the entire northeast by developing robust railway and road networks both underneath and around the chicken snake corridor. Additionally, exploring alternative road routes connecting the northeast to mainland India, effectively bypassing the chicken snake, should be prioritized. Indeed, when a Bangladeshi leader like Yunus makes such provocative statements, that too in China, it must not be taken lightly by India, as they reflect a deeper strategic consideration and long-standing agendas. Tripura Motha founder Pradyot Kishore Dev Burma, who is also the titular king of Tripura, reacted strongly to the Bangladesh interim leader's comments. He said, rather than spending billions on innovative and challenging engineering ideas, we might as well break up Bangladesh and have our own access to the sea. A close look at Yunus's remarks clearly reveals Bangladesh is in fact inviting China for a siege of India. The current Bangladesh government's approach is really very dangerous for the safety of India's northeast. Of course, going by geostrategic reality, there is no disputing the fact that the 7 sister states of Northeast suffer from a serious geographical handicap. Any geographical strategic handicap becomes a problem when it is left to remain as it is. There is no disputing the fact that India has to find a solution to this handicap, and most strategic affairs experts agree that there is high merit in what the titular king of Tripura has come up with. Widening the chicken neck, land swap, resorting to billion-dollar engineering, or whatever we peddle, these are only temporary and self-consolatory steps without much air in it. Given India's military power and world standing, India can, through careful planning, clever maneuvers, and deft diplomacy, solve both these problems. Before discussing that, let's see how vulnerable India's northeast actually is. This strategic region, spread over 2.62 lakh square kilometers, which is roughly 8% of India's total landmass, is joined through a narrow strip of land called the Siliguri Corridor or the Chicken Snake Corridor. This corridor is only about 22 kilometers at its narrowest section and is buffeted by Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan, while the Chinese occupied Tibet lies at a short distance to the north. The narrow stretch of land has undergone a vast and alarming demographic change in recent decades, making it more vulnerable. India's vast northeast depends on the Chicken Neck Corridor for almost all its requirements, including food, medicine, machinery, and construction materials. With the region coming under the control of radical Islamists, with belligerent Chinese forces in close proximity, the northeast region can get completely cut off in case the chicken neck is threatened. Thus, India has to bring about a solid and permanent solution to end this strategic crisis. A bird's eye view of the axis that Northeast currently has will reveal a dismal picture. If a truck carrying essential goods now leaves Kolkata to reach Agartala, it has to cover 1549 kilometers and take roughly 3 to 4 days of time if it takes the Chicken Snake Corridor route. But if it chooses to take a transit through Bangladesh, the distance is reduced to just 522 kilometers. The sea route is even shorter and easier. Chittagong port in Bangladesh is just 214 kilometers away by road from Agartala and takes just 4.5 hours. The Bay of Bengal is barely 50 kilometers away from the southernmost tip of Tripura. Although India has managed to stitch some transit agreements with the earlier Bangladesh regime for easier access to the northeast, the agreements have been threatened by the current hostile government. An unfriendly regime in Dhaka can scrap the agreements any moment, even at the risk of losing huge transit revenue from India. The Islamist anti-India lobby in Bangladesh may get them revoked anytime. India cannot depend solely on Dhaka's goodwill to supply its northeast. In the aftermath of the 1965 war with Pakistan, the transit routes through the erstwhile East Pakistan were blocked. Only in recent years, the routes have been reopened after transit agreements were signed with Bangladesh. Bangladesh may also incite the lakhs of radicalized Bangladesh origin Islamists who have settled in India's Chicken Neck Corridor to disrupt and cut off the fragile communication link. Such an eventuality holds very dangerous security implications for the country. Persecution of religious minorities in Bangladesh immediately after the fall of Sheikh Hasina regime has now taken an insidious form due to the free rein given to radical Islamists in the country by the Muhammad Yunus regime. It must be remembered here that the persecution of religious minorities, especially Hindus, has taken place in Bangladesh irrespective of whoever have been in power in the country. In fact, an Islamic radicalism rises in Bangladesh, religious minorities will come under increasing covert and insidious persecution, making it impossible for them to live in the country. So, for the persecuted minorities, including Hindus, Buddhists, and Christians, migrating to India is not the solution, but a separate homeland for them carved out of Bangladesh is. Two provinces of Bangladesh, the northern Rangpur division and a large part of its southeastern Chittagong division, will be the ideal homeland for the persecuted Hindus and other religious minorities of the country. These two separate homelands for Hindus, Buddhists, and Christians cannot survive under the shadow of the Bangla radicals. This makes a strong case for their integration into India. By taking the initiative, India will kill two birds with one shot, permanently negating the geographical isolation and the strategic handicap of northeastern India. Rangpur is surrounded by Indian territories on all three sides. Its incorporation into India will widen the chicken snake corridor by at least 150 kilometers. Similarly, the Chittagong Hill Tracts, comprising three districts Khagrachari, Rangamati, Bandarban, as well as Chittagong and Cox's Bazar districts, should be hyped up from Bangladesh and made a separate province of India where Bengali speaking Hindus as well as the tribals can live without fear. Historically, Rangpur has been part of many Hindu kingdoms and empires, including the ancient and medieval Pragjyotish, Maurya, Gupta, Kamrup, Gaur, Pala, and Shena empires. The Koch Rajbangshi kings of Kuch Bihar were ruling over this large territory when the Mughals annexed it in 1575. Quite a few revolutionaries of British ruled India, including Sri Aurobindo, Praful Chaki, and Devi Chaudhurani, even hailed from Rangpur. Post 1947, like in the rest of East Pakistan, the Hindus of Rangpur were also subjected to terrible atrocities and persecution. Hindus were attacked, their properties looted, vandalized, women folk abducted and raped, and tens of thousands were forcibly converted to Islam. The anti-Hindu pogrom in Chittagong started before 1947 with Noakhali riots in October 1946. Since then, the Hindus who formed nearly 40% of the population in Chittagong division have been reduced to just 6.5%. Similarly, the Chittagong Hill Tracts has always been home to the Chakmas, Marmas, and the Tripuris, and other smaller tribes. The Chakmas, Marmas, and Tripuris, who are mostly Buddhists and Hindus, have been facing terrible religious persecution since the 1950s. A brutal policy of forcibly settling Bengali Muslims in the tribal belt by successive governments of Bangladesh displaced lakhs of these tribals who fled to Tripura, Mizoram, and other Indian states. Incorporating the 5 districts of the Chittagong division into India will not only provide a safer homeland to these persecuted people, but also give northeastern region a direct and easy access to the Bay of Bengal, thus unlocking the landlocked status of Northeast and benefiting the entire region. Hope you liked the video. Let us know your opinions in the comment section. If you like the stuff, please do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Thanks for your time.